Welcome everybody to the YouTube page. If you are not a subscriber to the Emerald Coast Darts, please subscribe below, like the videos. We will be posting some of this stuff here. All right, so we're going to talk about Granboard updates. They come out really frequently, and why, okay? A lot of times they're adding new features. They're listening to everybody that has a Granboard, submits questions, ideas, and once they do it, it's up to us to kind of work through the problems, let them know any bugs that we're experiencing. They're real quick about getting an update out right away, especially if it's a problem a lot of people are experiencing, okay? So what happens when you go to log in, it's gonna tell you that there is a newer update available, okay? It's up to you if you wanna do it right away. If you're waiting to play someone and get online just for a few minutes, you can always do the update later on. And a lot of times there is a bug and you'll have to do another one anyway. So let's talk about what to do, especially for those of you that are in our GOP group that play online a lot. Your app version that you have is always listed up here. This is the most new version as of this date. This is 10.8.3, which was an update to fix the player change button. But there has been a lot of changes from the recent updates that they've done. And I know a lot of people in our regular groups have questions about it, so I'm going to cover some stuff. I'm not going to cover it all. I am going to skip through some. Ask questions if you're not sure what each of the items are for. All right, I always refer to this as the home screen when you log in. Okay, there's two settings that you can go to. One right here for basic play, which is the gearbox that you see right over here on the corner. Okay, when you click up it brings up some options. Again, I'm going to skip through some. Award movie, that's all the fancy hat tricks and white horses and tons that you get. It's up to you if you'd like to leave that on. The auto player change button, I know a lot of people like to toggle that on. All you have to do is touch on it and it goes back and forth. That's on and off. That's so you don't have to constantly hit the button, okay? Animal animation, they do all kinds of funny stuff. I like to keep it on the simple version. If you don't like it, click on the dot for the other one to make it active. There's also tabs across the top, and now they have also added a second one down here at the bottom. So if you go on over to page number 2, here is where you can change the name of your guest players that you have on there. Instead of it saying guest 1, guest 2, guest 3, you can actually change and put funny names on there. You can do Disney characters or something if you want. Hit effects, skipping through, transparency. When those, I guess I do need to explain hit effects. Those are the ton 80s and things like that pop up, the hat tricks and the awards that you can change. Transparency, this is new. I really like that. It was frustrating if you were on 01 and you hit a ton and you're waiting to see what the last out should be and it's a double 16. This transparency now, if you slide this fader as to where you like it, that will allow you to still see the background while you're shooting. If it's at 100%, all you see are the award movies. If you shrink it down lower, you'll see most of your dart screen, whether it's cricket and 01, and less of the award movie. I am kind of a fan somewhere right in between, halfway. I want to be able to see what I'm doing, and I still like to see the awards. At the top, you have board. This is the response interval of the board. These are all settings and your preference on how you shoot. Response interval is when you throw a dart, how quickly before you throw the next dart when it registers. Some people just fling their darts fast. You're going to need the response level to be very short. The problem with it having very short is when you throw a dart and it's still vibrating, it might register a second one. So somewhere between 4 and 5 and 6 is probably normal for people. And of course, you don't want long responses where you have to shoot, wait, shoot again. So figure out where you like to have that. Out area reaction, that's everything on the outside of your board when you miss. How sensitive do you want that? If it is extremely sensitive, when you hit a mark somewhere towards the outside, it may register the dart as out. So if you're experiencing that, change the sensitivity a little bit lower or a little bit higher. Same thing with the target area reaction. That's when you're hitting segments. If you're a hard thrower or lighter thrower, try adjusting that up and down if you're experiencing darts that are marked wrong. All right, we're done with this. We're going to go back to the main lobby that I always call this your home page. We're going to go to online play. Now another great thing. You don't have to be the one playing online like what you used to have to. Now you can select which one of your players that you have in your board or friends that wants to play online without you. I'm going to go ahead and select myself as the player that's going to be going online. This is the lobby home screen for online play. Again, I like to call them the home screens. There's some new functions here, but again, right away, I always go into the settings gearbox first. Check my settings after every update to make sure it has my preferences in the way I want. I like the opponent's microphone all the way up. I like my game volume all the way up so I get the most sound coming out. You can see I actually use a surround sound speaker bar, and I want to be able to let my opponents hear me the best they can. I like these maxed out. If you don't, just simply slide them down. Audio output is how you are getting your sound, whether you're just using your device, which is your phone or your tablet, whether you're using an HDMI cord into a TV, which was what I'm doing here, or if you're screencasting from your device over to a TV, you'd select that one. Or if you're Bluetoothing it just into something that you're wearing, your earbuds, I didn't even say that right, earbuds. All right, you can select Bluetooth, or if you're going to a Bluetooth speaker. All right, main video setting you don't need. That's just to let you see, what you look like and if you want to blur your camera out. All right, once you've done your settings on both of those, this is new. There's this dart right here. These are where a lot of the questions are coming. When you click on the dart, this gives you a lot of options for your online play. We're going to start and run through these each. This is the throwing order when you start. Do you want it to be a random generator or just blinks, blinks, blinks and tells you who throws first? Do you want your opponent to always go first, or do you want to cork, or also known as diddle? I like to always diddle. And then for the second game, you can either choose losers first or swap first between, well, if you won the diddle and went first, now it's my turn to go next. I know a lot of people always like the losers to go first after the first game. I also like that. So mine is set to corking on the first game, loser first, and then on the third leg, it'll go back to a cork again. Here's your 01 selections, 301, 501, 701. Pretty simple if you want that checked. If you change to 301, this is what it's going to be every time you go challenge someone in your medleys or what you're playing. It's going to go by your preference that you set. So whichever game you like to play, go ahead and check. I know my group, we play 501. Same thing with the medleys. How many medleys do you usually play? Do you play 3-leg or 5-leg? My group likes 3. These are your options for any 01 game, cricket, and then choice. You can change these to whatever combination of 3 legs that you like. I like to play, my group is 501. We play cricket, and we play choice on the last one. I click OK. Now this game knows when I send a medley out, that's what I want to play. Over here, you can also change, and I'm not going to run through them all, but obviously open in, open out, open in, double out, master out. You can make the bullseye 25 and 50. Just hit those. Up at the top, you can change over to this. Acceptable games. What games do you want people to challenge you on? I want to be challenged in any game possible, so I have them all lit. For example, if you didn't want to play 01 and you clicked on it, it grays it out. Now, these are the only 2 games people can challenge me. So if you're wondering why someone only challenges you cricket all the time, it may be because that's the only one that you have highlighted, and that's the only thing someone can challenge unless you turn them all on. And you do that by simply just touching them. All right? That is the general online stuff. When you go into the open lobby, the last thing that's changed here is before, here's all your players. You can scroll through over on the side and give you a whole nother listing of everybody that's online. But they added this up here. Here's where some of the questions. This is a filter button and a toggle button to turn it on. You can see if I hit it, it toggles on this setting. So what is this? When you go to the filter, this is, instead of trying to look at 100 people that may be online playing, you can now filter out a bridge, a gap of the skill level that you like, where the person's playing, if you want to play only your country, if you want to play people on the regular 15-inch board or the smaller pro board, as I call it, the 132, which is a 13-inch board, all these settings here. So if you go through and I don't want to play, let's say, a C player. I want to keep mine at a B player and as high as a AA and 01. In cricket, I want to play someone higher all the time. I always want an A, maybe followed by an S, because maybe I'm better in cricket. What country do I want to play? Do I want everybody or domestic? Well, I'm just going to use an example. I'm in the U.S., and maybe right now I just want to play some U.S. players. I have that clicked. I have it clicked that I want to play a 15-inch board or 13-inch board. I don't care what my opponent is playing on. Maybe they're better than me. Great. Let them shoot on the pro board. Once you have all these selected where you like, you're good to go back. Oh, and there's one more. Let me talk about this. There's a friend only, that only your friends that you're friended with will show up. So unless you have a lot of friends online, make sure that's not on. It looks like it's checked, but when I check it, it highlights blue. Oops, I'm sorry, I was in the way. It highlights blue. When I uncheck it, it goes gray. So I have it that I'll take anybody at this point. So once I'm done, I just click off the screen. I'm good. I've already got someone wanting to challenge me that is within the rankings that I had set because I have it toggled on to only give me, as you can see, all these A players. If I don't want this, I want to go back to challenge anybody in the world, any game, anytime, I just untoggle this and all the people come back. So again, anytime you want to filter your players, go back into the filter, do your settings and apply it, and then you'll be good to go. All right, I hope everybody enjoyed the little bit of a tutorial. If you have questions, please submit them below. If we're friends on Facebook, if you're part of the GOP group, feel free to hit me up on there. Otherwise, normal routine, I like to keep these videos at 10 minutes. We went a little bit over. Other than that, we'll see you on the boards.